accessories needed for pediatric imaging in radiology. So main accessories are patient immobilization devices, that is sheet, towels, sandbags, radiolucent wedges, compression bands. So this is a special compression band which comes with the pediatric pad, and then tourniquets, and then ACE bandages. So these are the immobilization devices used in the radiological imaging for the pediatric patients. And immobilization technique. So this is a special immobilization device which comes with the binder of the abdomen region in the pediatric patient for the immobilization for the abdomen imaging. And also, this is a bean bag used for imaging of immobilization of the pediatric patient during the procedures in the radiology department. And next thing is a scan room ambience. So this is the main thing in the pediatric patient you should be implemented in the scan room area. So you can do the painting of wall with the Disney images or cartoon images, and then you can put some videos on the portrait on the walls of the radiology department scan room area. So this can attract the pediatric patient, and it can reduce the anxiety of the pediatric patient to be done with the pediatric procedures. Use of shieldings. So there are many shielding devices for the, especially provided for the pediatric patient. We have a pediatric led aprons, gonad shields, and thyroid collars, which is specially made for the pediatric patient that can be used for pediatric patients, and gonadal shieldings, honing devices, and led apertures of different sizes, and then gonadal coverage shielding. So these can be used in the pediatric patients for shielding purposes. And moving on to the radiation protection given for the pediatric patient in radiology department. So pediatric safety in the radiological department is a population which is medical imaging is a subject promoted by various international associations, and it becoming a main field of interest nowadays in pediatric imaging. So pediatric patients have a significant risk from ionizing radiation following the X-ray examination, multi-director CT examination, and PET-CT imaging, etc. So the patient dose is very important issue for the children to be in the ionizing radiation. And then the exposure factor used for scanning children are the not same for use for the adult patient. So this image represents what is the one size does not fit for all patients. So, example, if you take a t-shirt which is being worn by the adult patient, is not fit for the pediatric. So it's the same criteria. What a dose you are going to give for the adult patient does not fit for the pediatric. So you should always use the pediatric protocol for imaging according to the pediatric weight and body build, etc. So principles which is followed in the radiation protections are justification, optimization, limitations. So these are things which will be followed in the radiation protection for the pediatric patients. So first we move on with the justification for providing a pediatric examination in the radiology department. So a specific objective of exposure should be known always. So what it is to be gained, carry out of this exposure should be known, and how may the outcome affect the management of the patient should be known, and characteristics of individual, age, previous imaging techniques, and medical history of the patient can also change the justification of the pediatric imaging, and then what potential diagnostic or therapeutic benefits to the individual. So expected benefits of medical exposure, what should be known, and will the treatment will be altered by doing this exposure for the pediatric patient should be known, and it should be justified. Then only we can proceed with the procedure. Okay, so determine the exposure may cause, what are the associated costs with the giving of radiation to the baby should be known, and what are the other imaging modalities are available that could be answer the diagnostic question which will be involved in the less radiation or more radiation to be given in the pediatric patient. So choice of the modality should also be known, whether this indication can be found out in the non-radiation modalities. So that should be known. And then these are all just when justified, you can proceed with the examination. And next thing is the optimization. So we always should use a pediatric protocol parameter that is specifically designed for the pediatric must be used in each and every pediatric patient. And the scan and technical parameters should be chosen based on the patient size, weight, body parts being examined, and region of interest what is to be examined. These are all to be considered in the optimization of the protocol. And radiation dose can also be optimized by avoiding unnecessary multi-phases. So when it's justified, these phases are to be justified to be done for the pediatric, then you can proceed. Or else you can go with the single phases, what the phase you needed. If you needed contrast for contrast phase or arterial phase or venous phase or delay phase, that particular single phase you can do by restricting other phases. So this will be helpful for pediatric dose reduction in the CT. So it will be reducing twice of the dose given to the pediatric patients. And moving on to the AEC, that is automatic exposure control, which has been employed in our newer modalities of X-ray modalities. So this will be helpful in determining the duration of radiographic exposure based on the patient built and contour. Okay, and the patient radiography that utilizes the AEC deliver a tailored radiation dose to the pediatric patient. Okay, so this shows the various chamber activation of AEC in the detector material used in the radiography area. And next, use of auto MA and smart MA. Smart MA and auto MA are the technique which is being dealt in the CT modality by using which can reduce the dose. And this auto MA, which is basically a principle of attenuation profile created by the scout image, and then it will be altering the MA for each and every 360 degree slices rotation of the gantry. And but smart MA is a 3D modulation technique which alters the MA. For single 360 rotation itself, it will alters for 4 times the MA. So that will be giving less dose compared to auto MA. So this is the advanced technique, a smart MA, which comes with the newer CT modalities by the vendors. And then next is the organ dose modulation technique. This is a software-based technique which uses the main technique of smart MA technique only, but reduces the MA on anterior aspect of an individual where the critical organs exist in the pediatric patients. So this is how we can plan for the pediatric patient, the ODM planning. And last, ALARA should be followed in the pediatric imaging. So always keep the minimum exposure which is sufficient for getting the desired result in the imaging modality. But don't keep more less radiation dose that can go with the repetition of the X-ray examination, so which can be avoided in the pediatric patients. So these are the various dose limitations given by the EERP for the each and every modalities. Last, I'm going to give a 10 quick recap points in the pediatric imaging in radiology department. So first thing, create a child-friendly environment that will reduce the anxiety of the pediatric patient, and it will attract the pediatric patient, and they will cooperate very well in the examination. And perform only necessary scans. You can go with the choice of modality, whether you want to choose only CT X-ray for giving radiation to the pediatric patient, or else you can go with the non-radiation field of scanning, that is MRI or ultrasound imaging modalities. And scan only the organ of anatomy of region of interest. So excess of region coverage can will deal with the dose increase the patient, so that can be avoided. And also use of collimators for the pediatric patients while imaging in the radiographic area. And perform justifiable multi-phase scannings in the CT examination of contrast examination. So only a single phase can be used when it is justified. Properly center the patient in the gantry, so isocentric is needed for giving a good tailored dose to the patients in the CT, and then consider increasing the pitch for the pediatric imaging, and use of small FOE filters in CT that will reduce the dose given to the pediatric patients. And optimize protocol setting based on the child weight. So you can use the low KVP technique in contrast imaging of pediatric patient that can be give a good quality of images. And then use sedation if necessary, or else you can go without sedation also for the imaging modalities. And use pediatric positioning accessories that already I have told what are the accessories which will be used for the pediatric immobilization that can be used during the procedures and during radiograph taken in the pediatric patients. And last, the smart message for the pediatric imaging, that is shielding, which is the appropriate thing, and marking of the film, ID checking, that is also which is appropriate, and area of collimation, field size, and restriction of the field size by using a collimators, and then by choosing the field of view, and then restriction of child motion, which is very, very appropriate by using the immobilization devices. And technical settings, that is parameter what you're going to choose, is a very, very important thing to be given the dose to the patient. So moving on to the conclusion of this presentation, that's a pediatric radiological procedure should be planned and limited to what is absolutely necessary for diagnosis, and radiologists and radiographers should be specifically trained, and higher radio sensitivity of the patient should be taken into account. Thank you.